the story behind my song, Don't Stop, Just Let It Ride. Welcome everybody, I'm the one they call Shadow, leader of the Shadow Riders Army. Back at it again with another episode of Shadowcast. Today we're going to talk about another song. We're going to talk about the first single that I ever released called Don't Stop, Just Let It Ride. And it's a really, really cool story because this song, to date, I think is like one of the best songs that I ever recorded because the vibe was so right. So, if you didn't know, that song was recorded when I was living in Korea, and I was touring with a band called Windy City, and when we recorded that song, it was, I think, it was the day before I had to fly out of Korea back to America, and it was like the last thing that I was gonna do before I went back home to live a life outside of the military. Because during this time, when I met Windy City, I was still in the military. I was still in the U.S. Army band, and so it's a cool story because when I met them, the first time I met them, I was there on my first, or was it my second? No, I think it was my first tour. It was my first tour in Korea when I met them for the first time. And I ended up doing a second tour in Korea. And then I left Korea and I went to Japan, and I stayed in Japan for 3 years. Then we did a short stint to the Philippines. Then I came back to Korea, and that's when we recorded the song Don't Stop, Just Let It Ride. It was when I was back to Korea for the third time in Korea. And by this time, they had changed their name, because when I first met them, they weren't even called Windy City. They were a funk band called Osato Union, right? And the leader of the band, who is to this day my brother, like we so tight. I haven't seen him in a lot of years, but I'm sure the love is still there. If I ever go back to Korea, open arms, you know what I'm saying? So the leader of the band was a drummer named Kim Bong-jung, right? Dope friend, dope human being, excellent musician, really smart when it comes to music business too. So back then they had a group called Osato Union, and it was him, the bass player, dope ass female bass player called, her name was Beauty. Kabyeon was the guitarist, and there was another guy on keys, I cannot remember his name. That was Osato Union. It was a 4-member group. And how I met him, I was in the club district of Seoul, right? So think of Seoul like New York. It's the same type of vibe. So they got different boroughs, just like New York got Queens and Harlem and Manhattan and, you know what I'm saying, Brooklyn. Seoul got places like Gangnam, Incheon, and the place I was at was an area where all the foreigners and people from all over the world go hang out in a club called Hongdae. Hongdae, it's like the district, it's like a borough. And so they got a lot of jazz clubs in Hongdae. So I was in this one jazz club playing a gig with 2 other Army band members, right? No, it was 3 other ones. And so at the time, I'm in there gigging, and I'm in there with my girlfriend. I had a Korean girlfriend who ended up being my wife later, but I'm in there finishing up a gig, right? And so we finished the gig. I dap it up with my boys. I'm like, yo, dope gig. So they go back to the base, right? But I was such a free spirit, and I love to explore. So I told them, my girlfriend at the time, she had her own spot in Hongdae, so I I could fucking just stay out there as long as I wanted. I could just go crash in her spot. So, that's usually how it went down. If, we was out past club hours and everything shut down, I just go stay at my girlfriend's house, right? So we out. So now it's just me and my girlfriend at the time, but we going, I just finished the gig and I'm going down to this one street where it's all these people gathered around this band. And I didn't know it, but that was the Sato Union, further then later to be named Windy City. They were busking. They were outside busking in the street, just jamming, you know what I'm saying? And at the time, I used to have two horns. I had a beat up, raggedy ass tenor saxophone, and I had an alto saxophone that was given to me by a good friend. So I had my alto with me, and so I had it on my shoulder, and we walk up. And I asked my girlfriend to translate for me because I wasn't fluent in Korean yet. I was still learning Korean. So I was like, ask him if I could jam with him. You know what I'm saying? So she asked him in Korean for me. And then before you know it, I got my horn out. And I'm sitting here jamming with this band on the street in the middle of Hongdae, in the middle of the clubbing district, right? Everybody loved it. We fucking jamming, having a good ass time, right? We had such a good time. The crowd, where we were at, we were in front of this restaurant. The crowd started building up around us to the point to where they started to overflow into the street. So the cars couldn't get by. And it was causing traffic because we was jamming so hard. And so the police actually came by and said, hey, you guys sound good, but y'all gotta break it up. Cause y'all fucking up the traffic. So we had to stop playing. And after we jammed like that, they liked me so much that I just became a part of the band. So I used to go to the studio with them. I was with them when they were called the Sato Union, and then I was with them when they turned into Windy City. And so I was going, this is the band that I went and played big ass stadiums with. We played all these dope events. I remember we played a b-boy dance battle event that was sponsored by Zippo Lighters in this one stadium. And it was dope because we played folk music, and right in front of us, we on this big ass stage. It wasn't a stadium, but it was a dope ass stage. It's televised and everything. We on this stage playing. We had rehearsed a bunch of real deep folk jams so that the b-boy teams could battle each other. So we played. It was such a vibe, man. This is such a good memory. We played, and they doing a dance battle to our playing in real time. And we vibe off of their dance battle, and they vibe off of our playing. Shit was so live. So then we ended up doing that show in that big ass stadium that was sponsored by MTV. So the chemistry was there, and we getting let into fly ass hotels like the W Hotel for after parties, all the fly shit we doing. I'm going all over Korea with these guys. And we were so tight that when I moved back I broke up from the band because I had to move to Japan. You know what I'm saying? But we were so tight, I actually helped them connect with contacts in Japan so they could have a extended tour in Japan. So they actually got to play in Japan and do shows. And they stayed at my house while they was in Japan. Shit was so loud, we were so tight. And so we ended up coming back to Korea, you know what I'm saying? And when we came back to Korea, that's when the last thing I wanted to do was record a single. That was a going away present. So they had the dopest studio. We had a full studio in the underground basement of this high rise. The whole floor was ours. And they had signed to an independent label in Korea. So they had a bunch of bread to spend. And the studio was laid. We used to spend all damn day and night up in the studio. And so when I recorded Don't Stop, Just Let It Ride, I had the concept in my head. I had written it down. We spent, I swear, like, it feels like a day and a half in the studio. And from start to finish, we recorded that whole song. We stayed in there. We didn't leave till the song was done, recorded, and mixed, you know what I'm saying, and mastered, right? All done by the band members. So Cabio, which is the guitarist, dope ass guitarist, he's also a sound engineer. So, you know, I laid all the foundation tracks. Kim Bang-jung did the arrangement, did Beauty. We had a different bass player at this time. It was a guy, I forget his name, and then an auxiliary percussionist, keyboardist, a female this time. I forget her name too. But like everybody just laid the track, and it was just so perfect. Everything just flowed. The chemistry was great, and that just reminds me of just how important it is for the vibe to be right when you record it, because everything was done so smoothly. Everything just flowed from one idea to the next. You know, we discussing the ideas, bouncing ideas off of each other, and everything just laid so perfect. And you can hear that when you listen to the song. Don't Stop, Just Let It Ride. And so the lyrics go like this, right? Actually, you hear the song start and you hear Kim Bang-jung count it off. You hear the 1, 2, 3, and then I come in with the horn, little hits and stuff, right? So this was the perfect fusion of like funk and like smooth as jazz groove. It's like, it's got that funk DNA in it, you know what I'm saying, how it sounds. And it's just a good ass vibe, man. It's like something you just chill to at a lounge, just vibe to, you can dance to. It's like the perfect tempo, the perfect feel. It's just right. So the hook, so I come in with the hook on the front of the song, and it's don't stop, just let it ride. We can do anything that you want to do. It's cool. It's all right, just ease your mind. We can do anything that you want to do. It's cool, right? So that's the hook. And then I think I say that 3 times. And then at the very end of the 3rd time, I say, it's all right, just ease your mind, because tonight we're going to keep it coming, right? And the shit just laid so perfect, right? As soon as I say keep it coming, I come in with the verse on the horn. Shit is funky, right? So it just lays so perfect. It lays so perfect, and like the hook is like a testament to how good the vibe was. You know what I'm saying? Just it like when you think about a hook like that, when you think about a vibe like that, you don't want it to stop. You don't want it to stop. So that's why I said in the hook, don't stop, just let it ride. You know, just vibe. Just let things unfold naturally how they're supposed to unfold. You know, and like there's the reassurance that you give to the people that you're chilling. It's all right, just ease your mind. We can do anything that you want to do. It's cool. You know, don't stop, just let it ride. And we got all night. Because I was so nocturnal. I still am. I was so nocturnal. Everything was about the nighttime. Everything was about the night vibe. That was like when I was my most active. That's when I was my most expressive at nighttime. That's when I was fucking hitting it. We used to go to the jam session, and we start the jam session at 11, 12 midnight. And we wouldn't stop playing. We wouldn't stop playing until the sun come up. 6 a.m., 7 a.m. in the morning. That's when we would leave the club. Shit was bonkers. We did that in Korea. And I found some other dope musicians in Japan when I was stationed in Japan. We used to go down to Tokyo, Roppongi, where the devil himself dwells, the underworld. Found a spot, used to jam. Me and my homie Roddy and his band, shit was so dope. So damn, let me get back to the song. So after the hook and the verse go twice, we do this this build up section in the back where it's just like a jam. Cause I love to participate in jam bands back in those times, right? And I still do. So I did this little call and response, and the lyrics was, I'm gonna make it to see brighter days in the sunshine. So it's all right, it's all right, it's all right, it's all right. So yeah, so once again, like that was like an ode to the lifestyle I was living, right? I said, I'm gonna see brighter days in the sunshine. I'm gonna make it to see brighter days in the sunshine. So that had two meanings. That was, yeah, we out here at night, but we're gonna keep having a good time till the sun come up. Brighter days in the sunshine. It's gonna be brighter. It's gonna be an even better day the next day. You know what I'm saying? That's the first meaning. The second meaning of that line was, it's kind of like an encouragement to, like, if you may be in the underworld, if you may be in the duat, you may be in the dark place of your life, you have to tell yourself, I'm gonna make it to see brighter days. Like, brighter days are ahead. You know what I'm saying? We're not always gonna be down. It's not always gonna be raining. I'm not always gonna be the underdog. I'm gonna make it to see brighter days in the sunshine when I'm winning, right? And so you should get happy about that. And so, like, yeah, I may be down right now, but it's all right. It's all right. It's gonna get better. You know what I'm saying? So that was the meaning behind that part. And we just repeated that line. I'm gonna make it to see brighter days in the sunshine. So it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Yeah. So I just say that shit over and over again. And Windy City jammed the fuck out of the funk jam, and we just got a reprise. It's just the loop, the same chords, same 4 chords on top of that. And so, like, we get the call and response going, and we used to get the crowd to sing along and jam on top of that. Like, do a saxophone solo while everybody else is singing that line. And the shit just went bananas the first time we ever did it. It was perfect the first time we ever recorded it. And the few times that I got to perform it live with a full band, shit was bananas. So much energy. One of the best songs I ever recorded, and one of the first songs that I ever released as a single. Such an awesome song. And if you have never listened to it, then you should. You should definitely listen to it. Once again, the name of the song is called Don't Stop, Just Let It Ride. You can find it on Tidal, Spotify, Apple Music, all those streaming platforms. I released it independently once, and then I actually released the first version of it on a record label called Blue Pine Records. So check that out. I hope you guys enjoyed that story. I really enjoyed telling you about it. Such a dope ass vibe, man. Such a great time making that song. So that's perfectly lines me up into my plug. You know, if you need me to hop on your song, if you need a shadow feature on your song, well, I will get on there and do vocals. I will do saxophone. I will help you promote the song. When you drop it on Spotify or you release it, I will help you promote it. I will use my fan base to help you also promote your song that I just featured on. Why? Because when you win, I win. You can have that feature for a very modest price. Link in the description if you want to go ahead and do that. Also, if you would like to download my music directly from me without having to depend on the streaming platforms and just buy it from me directly, you can get my digital album bundle. Links below. And if you would like to join my fan club, the Shadow Riders Army, which is our fan club. This is our fan club t-shirt right here. You can get one of these in the links below as well. But if you want to join a group of like-minded individuals who are dreamers just like you, who are black sheep just like you, who are outcasts just like you, we got a community that will accept you, you know. And on top of a dope-ass community that's worldwide, you get all types of perks like early access to song releases, unreleased content, private live streams, live shows, group live streams, and meet and greets, online meet and greets, discounts on event tickets, all type of cool shit. If you want to be a part of the movement, the Shadow Riders Army movement, link is in the description. You can join. It's a monthly subscription, less than a cup of coffee every month. You can do that. So that's all I got for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Shadowcast. I had a really great time telling you guys about that story, about how my song "Don't Stop, Just Let It Ride" came into being. I look forward to going back to Korea. I look forward to getting reunited to Windy City and all my friends overseas, man. Man, I love y'all so much. This is Shadow, leader of the Shadow Riders Army. Signing off once again. See you guys on the next one. Peace.